Good morning. It's raining. It is 6:35 and I'm still sitting in my tent, just hoping this rain will stop because I don't want to start this last day on trail and be soaking wet. It is almost 7 a.m. and I'm just now walking. I said I was going to do whatever felt right, and that's what I did, and it was none of the options that I had considered. So I didn't even get up early. So one of the things that, I don't know, it's probably just humorous and quirky. I know I'm not the only one that does this. A lot of times I'll wake up in the middle of the night and you just kind of get a very quick barometer of how your morning is going to be or how things are going. Take my finger and rub it on the top of my single wall tent, or just, the side. If it's completely dry, it's a good night. There's no humidity. Your stuff's going to be dry in the morning. At like 3:30 or 4 o'clock, I did that barometer test. Completely dry. I felt outside my quilt, completely dry. I'm like, it's gonna be a lovely morning. And then about 4 o'clock, it started a light, steady rain. So I was like, there goes that. Man, I really hope it's not raining right now. I hope it's done. I probably should be wearing rain pants. This trail has a lot more wet brush hanging over it than I was thinking. I was thinking the rest of this was pretty open and groomed. But I am wearing pants. My shoes are already wet. Obviously I have a rain jacket on. I'm kind of bundled up. It's not as cold today as it has been the last few mornings, but it's still cold. Like, my fingers are numb just holding this camera up here. I got rain mitts on. I need to put the rain mitt back on this hand. I didn't really get to say much last night about the day because of the situation with everybody being there. I don't know. I guess I'm still processing the whole situation. I know that it feels good to be a PCT Thru Hiker. It feels good in some ways to know that the AT wasn't a one-hit wonder. Including all the short trails. I've attempted 6 thru hikes, and I've been successful 6 times. It makes me feel very good about myself and about my backpacking. It's kind of odd. I had been thinking for the last couple of months, I don't even know if I like backpacking anymore. As soon as I got to that monument, this is the most amazing thing to do. You can do. It's just definitely type 2, and a lot of times type 3 fun. It's a lot of hard work, but it's very rewarding for me. And as I've talked about before, I thoroughly enjoy being deep in the backcountry with no one else around. And just knowing that what little bit I have in this pack on my back, I can thrive. You gotta be smart. You gotta keep a dry layer. The rain makes you smart. That's for sure. That is one thing I've noticed out here. Because there's so little rain, a lot of hikers seem to be much more inefficient with their in and outs when it's cold and wet. I think on the AT you just get so much of that cold rain that you become extremely efficient at the in and out of the tents and keeping layers dry and things like that. I don't know how much I'll film today. I get 11 miles. Not any huge climbs, just some little rollers. And today will be a win if I can quickly, or just at some point, get a ride to Mazama and then to Seattle. If I can be in a decent motel in Seattle near the airport tonight, today will have been a very successful day. So that's my goal for today. Alrighty, the temperatures are dropping pretty significantly up this climb. We've been seeing blue sky, see some sunshine a little bit. Those are just happy clouds there. those clouds may be a little bit not so happy. And then we got clouds touching the peaks of the mountain up there. On a different topic, something I talked about a while back, I talked about Tara Dower's attempt at the overall fastest known time on the AT. I've been following her progress every time I'm in town. I haven't had cell service in, gosh, it's probably 12 days. I did have some Wi-Fi on the Instahekin connected to the boat. And I was able to check there. And she was on pace for possibly beating the overall record for men and women. And it was looking probable, according to Warren Doyle's stats, that she would set the second fastest overall. So she had, I think it was 5 or 6 days ago, she had 400 miles left, which is 60 times. So she may be getting really close to finishing. Maybe she already did. She may have done a final big push at the end or something. I don't know. You guys probably know this already. By the time this video airs, you'll definitely know this already, because she'll be done today or tomorrow or so. Today's September 20th. I may have said that the last couple days because I've been thinking about it, but I don't think I did. So here's one interesting thing. Yeah, I'm recording just kind of haphazardly through the day. And when I edit at night, I kind of remember, what I've said and whatnot. Since I've allowed myself not to edit these last couple days on trail, I got no idea what's in these videos. I know yesterday's was really long. I don't know how much I'll cut out. It's the final day. I may leave it pretty long. Let's wait and see what kind of nonsense I was jibber-jabbering about or what. But I'm definitely going to have some editing work cut out for me because I'll have at least 3 videos to do. That's it for now. Just some well wishes for Tara, sending good vibes to the AT. And I think that'd be really cool if you could set the overall fastest known time and beat all the dudes. I just stopped on the pass up here. Beautiful mountain views all around. I looked at far out. I'm only 6 miles from Hertz Pass. And I had a real moment. I'm so conflicted. I'm so ready to be home. I want to go home and see my family. I want to not miss out on life with them. I want to be with my dog. Part of me doesn't want to sleep in a wet tent and have to dry out my sleeping bag every day. Out here, it's so basic. We just got to worry about how much food we have and where we're getting our next water and how to not get hypothermia and just the basics of surviving. It's so much more raw and real. I started thinking about when we went to that, I think it was a VFW for the karaoke in Tehachapi. The guy said, I call you all, there was an older man there, and he was showing us around and welcoming us to their club, and he said, it's that time of year for the walkers to come. And we've been kind of jokingly the whole hike, Hollywood and I would be like, we're the walkers. Or, we'd refer to ourselves as the walkers. I don't want to not be a walker anymore. I want to walk every day. My body is so strong right now. My legs will do anything I ask of them without even being in pain or tired or burning or, I feel tired sometimes, but my legs will climb any mountain that I want to climb. I feel healthy. I feel good. It's hard to feel the same way when you're in the Matrix because, well, you can't hike 25 to 30 miles a day with a 30-pound pack on your back up and down thousands of feet of elevation change. There's just no time for that with living the comforts and all that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just feeling really conflicted today because I want to be home so bad. And I also want to find another trail. Trail life is the best life, but it is definitely hard. You have to be really comfortable with being very uncomfortable. Between the cold and the heat, sometimes lack of water. I mean, you're basically planning for basic survival needs, and that's all you gotta do. The fresh air all day, every day, the sunshine, the water that comes from the mountains instead of from a chemical-laden sink. I'm gonna miss all that. So, as my last few miles are winding down, I want to get to this road and know I don't have to walk anymore because my body's tired too. I just need a couple days though. I think maybe 3 days of rest and then I gotta start running again. Can't drink any more soda either. There goes that. Emotions are high. It's a beautiful day. All right, I'm about 3.5 miles from Hart's Pass, and I'm back in the clouds here. This mountaintop just right over here, the very top, and we can't see it now. Looks like it got snow last night. We'd be able to see a little bit right there. I am in the clouds. It's always so interesting. I don't know, I think it's funny. A lot of times you see day hikers coming at you, and from a distance, you know they're day hikers. I don't know if it's just the way they're dressed with their like outdoor leisure clothing on, like the Patagonia and the Prana, and it's like they're going for a 2-mile walk in the woods and then out for coffee. I mean, they were nice. I'm not saying anything like that, but it's just, it's always interesting. You can spot your own and you know immediately if they're through hikers or not. This is unreal. It's snowing. Let's see if you can. Look at this. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to say. This is completely full circle. All the snow I had in the beginning and through the Sierra, here it's gonna snow on me the final couple miles. Back there a ways, I should have videoed it. There's a bunch of spots where the ice and snow from last night hadn't melted. And when the clouds cleared, I started to film it earlier and then the clouds got too thick. That whole mountaintop was coated in a dusting of the white stuff. But my goodness, I cannot believe it's snowing. I've decided the snow is getting harder, and I've decided that this is just confetti for my big finish. Okay, I'm getting close, but 1.5 miles from Hart's Pass. My plan is when I get down here, there's a road that goes up to an observation spot, and there's 2 parking lots with privies that I noticed when I was hiking the trail up. So since I'm done, I don't really need to be on the trail. I am going to kind of go over to the first parking lot and maybe talk to people that are here looking at the views, and then walk down the road. Have probably a better chance of getting a ride quicker if I talk to people and then ask for a ride, versus just sticking your thumb out, because people are more comfortable that way. And I also am more comfortable getting in cars, especially if I'm hitching alone. It's always nice to kind of have a gauge on the person before they stop to pick you up. So I'm a fan of talking to people at parking lots and getting a read on them, and make sure they don't make the hair stand up on the back of my neck before I try to get in their vehicle with them. So that's the plan. Sometime in the next 20 minutes or so, I'll probably be cutting off to that road. Okay, there have been 2 spots where I could have gone up to parking lots, and they're probably missing a potential ride. There was a truck coming down. I don't know. I couldn't get off the PCT. I would have had to walk slightly uphill to those 2 to get on the road, and my feet just were not ready to leave the PCT, because when I step off of this trail, it's the last steps on the trail. Again, I'm so conflicted. Not ready to leave the trail, but I'm still ready to be home. All right, I took my last steps in the PCT, and the parking area just north of where the trail comes through the pass, I saw several cars and I saw somebody walking around. So I hurried up and darted over there. But I got there, and I think the person must have gone in the bathroom, because there's 1 car running. So I'm kind of lingering here at the intersection to see if this car comes out and see if maybe I can get a hitch with them. Because even if they're going up to the viewpoint, like, I'm okay getting a warm car, because it's cold here. It's still snowing, in case you're wondering. Made it back down here. I was not successful in getting a ride. Actually, there's another car coming again. It may be the same one that already told me no once, but I can try again. If not, I wish Doug was over there the other day with all that great trail magic. That'd be good right now. Well, this is what you get when you finish a PCT Thru Hike. I'm standing under the awning of a privy, waiting for another car to come by to give it a try. The car that came was the same truck that I talked to up there, and they said they weren't going into town. It looked like maybe they were here to camp. I think maybe I hear another car. When one comes, I'm gonna run back out in the rain. I'm at a motel. Not quite in Seattle, but close. So let me catch you all up. It has been a whirlwind. So as I'm waiting there for, right under the bathroom that I showed you all in hiding from the rain, a lady came out of the Forest Service building and was starting to get in a car. I'm like, hey, are you going to Mazama? She's like, no, I'm going to clean some other bathrooms, but there's a trail angel somewhere here. And she's telling me, when I said, I'm trying to get to Seattle today, and she's like, oh, he's going to Seattle too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, where'd this guy go? She's like, maybe he went up top. I'm like, can we find him? She's like, sure, get in. So I got it. She had her heat blaring. I was in this lady's truck for probably 35 minutes. We drove all the way to the top of the mountain, never found him. We came back down, and the guy was right there. It was a different car. For some reason, she was looking for a different car. So he's like, yeah, I can take you to Seattle. That didn't happen, though. So as we're driving, he goes, you know what? I wasn't even thinking. The sign-up sheet's probably already full. I can only take 6. There were 4. So when I get back we pull in the Lion's Den, which is like the hostel. I wasn't there 30 seconds. the 6 people were waiting on him because he was late. And he's like, well, I'm not leaving yet. So that his car to Seattle was full. So he's like, I don't know whose car that is. And there was a couple hikers. I didn't know who they were. And I'm like, hey, where's this car going? And I'm like, you going to Seattle? And they're like, Everett. I'm like, is that close to Seattle? They're like, yeah, you can come with us. So as we're getting close, they were getting all dropped off at a train station. It was one of the hikers' uncle that had rented a car and come got them. So I am right now about 45 miles north of the Seattle airport in Everett, Washington. I just checked into this motel. They have laundry. It's 3:30 or 4. It was like a 3.5 hour ride in the car all the way here. I don't have a flight booked. I don't know how I'm getting down to the airport yet. I'm just going to start unpacking this pack for now. It is a couple minutes after 6 p.m. and I've got my laundry done. I'm showered. I'm back to cleanly shaved. When I get home, I'm going to trim a lot of this off. I have most of my stuff kind of organized into stuff I'm going to ship home. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to... I got my flight booked for tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. So tomorrow I need to figure out how to get from here to the airport, and I need to get to a UPS store, maybe a post office, just depending on what time it is, to get all the stuff I can't carry on the plane shipped home, like my trekking poles, tent stakes, my trowel, because I use a snow stake as a trowel. I don't know if they'll let you take that on or not. Pocket knife, stuff like that. Other than that, I've just kind of organizing some of the stuff. I'm just like, well, I don't need that anymore. Like my bag of toilet paper and a couple wet wipes I had left. I don't know about what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to throw away the Tyvek. It's in pretty bad shape. My bear rope was from being soaked in beer. I've washed it out a few times. I just did it again. If it still stinks after it dries, like beer, like gross stale beer, I'm going to throw that away. I've used it for the entire AT and PCT. Well, I've carried it the entire PCT. Yeah, so that's all I have to do. So I'm pretty much done with most of the chores. I started immediately like trying to plug in devices and all. I'm like, I don't need to do that anymore. But it still just feels like a 0 day. It does not feel like I'm finished. But I'm going to now put on my clean clothes, and I'm going to go somewhere and have some dinner. I haven't figured out where yet, but I'm going to have a good meal, and I'm going to have that celebratory beer. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you all now, have a good night, and I don't know if I will see you tomorrow. I'll do another video, but I don't know that I'm going to vlog just going home on a train and then a plane. So I'm going to tell you now, this is the end of this series of daily videos. And, ooh, man, that's hard to say. I will make some other videos about the trail and post-trail and stuff like that, I'm sure, in the coming days and weeks. But this is the end of the daily vlogs. Thank you all sincerely for following along. Thank you all very much for the support along the way. Everybody that sent me trail magic, thank you, thank you, thank you. It has helped immensely because this is an expensive trail. But whether you sent me trail magic or have just been following along the whole time, I appreciate you all for being part of my journey. So, for this through hike, Lil'Chap signing out. Thanks again, everybody.